we are good to go.
Can I play our intro music?
No.
Yeah, how disappointed was everybody when that didn't play? Like, I know there's probably like licensing issues and they have to come up with like a new song, but like I was kind of hoping they were just going to play that theme when that started.
There were hints of it in the composition. Did you not notice it?
I just know it didn't happen. That was not the intro.
There's a maybe I noticed it's like I'm like a music major person. There's little bits of pieces of that Game of Thrones intro in the new intro.
I don't care if there's little bits of it. I
want
the exact same thing, and I want to see the castle rise, and that's what I wanted.
There's like
they play the theme. What he's saying, they do play the theme, Josh, within the episode.
Yeah, no, like they play like in the intro.
The same like, opening as the opening,
like showing like the landscape. Yeah, exactly. That'd be cool. I do agree.
Don't change anything.
I'm fine with the music being different, but also like the new theme has like hints of the old theme. It's like a whole like I can explain to you why they do it, like from like a.
Listen, I know I'm wrong.
But I don't know,
but I'm right. So
fucking damn it!
Thank you, Andrew Tate.
Exactly. Just getting us warmed up, you know?
We should start the show.
Welcome to Next Round on Me, everyone. Folks, we have Jason Demeter is here with us tonight. And the boys. Jason, how are you, sir? It's been a while.
First of all, let me just say hello there.
Oh, God.
Star Wars reference, of course. That's what I'm here for. Second, it's good to see you boys. How are we all doing today? How are we all enjoying summer so far? Summer's coming to an end. You know, it's officially the end because the fair is in town and then, you know, football's getting closer. So that's when I view like summer is gone. We're done.
What have you been up to, Jason, as far as like have you been watching anything good, any good anime anyone should be looking out for, any good in sports?
Yeah. I got caught up with a new well, it's not new. It's new to me. Rising of the Shield Hero. I finished the first season. I thought it was spectacular.
Is that an anime?
Is it a Rising of the Sword Hero?
Yeah. Rising of the Shield Hero.
Is it a Rising of the Sword Hero?
Never heard of it. Give me a synopsis here, Jason. What's it about?
It's pretty like the first. So it's about these these 4 kids that get teleported to some random world in the book, and in the book it's the digital world. There's the shield here. He had the shield. There's a guy with the sword. The one guy with the bow, and someone else. Rick, I forgot because but it was very good. So pretty much the main character, his name is Naofumi. He is the shield hero. He has the shield. He is like the lowest ranking of all the heroes there. So when they all met up at the castle, they all had to pick a team, and like no one wanted to be in his team. So this one girl was like, "Oh, I'll go with you. I'll be in a team so you're not lonely." He goes, "Hey, thanks. We're gonna make a really good team." Spoiler alert: they don't, because the girl sets him up that he raped her, sexually assaulted her, and everybody frowned upon him pretty much. Where he had to find his own team.
I thought anime was like lighthearted at first.
Wow. Okay.
This is the first episode. I was like, okay, we're gonna start off something like this. All right, that's pretty sick. All right, I'm here for it.
So are you telling me you recommend the show?
Wait, who?
I definitely would, because come on, yes, you.
Well, is this Funimation? Like, who distributes it, or like Toei, or?
I was watching it on Crunchyroll.
No, but do you know which company like produces it? Like Toei, Funimation, or?
Probably Funimation. But
anime.
I saw a trailer.
Anime is fun.
Yeah. Anime had
a trailer for something called Chainsaw Man.
Oh yeah,
yes,
that's a doozy.
I'm here for it. That looks sick. That looks amazing. Yeah. My friend said it's like Attack on Titan. Get ready for some.
With chainsaws for hands and arms.
Exactly. It's a kid.
The anime has just such an amazing quality to it, where it can seem so dramatic and melodramatic about the most ridiculous characters and situations. It could be a story about like a giant anthropomorphic crab who has to face the death of his mother, you know, and reckon with that.
And become one with his true self. Exactly. You must find it deep within inside you to become the main character.
Jason knows what I'm talking about. You ever watch Food Wars, Dan? It's about making cooking exciting. It's like
I
they'll
love
be
Food
cooking.
Wars.
They'll be
Yes.
cooking. It's like, oh my god, he added pepper. Why is he doing that? And then like,
He had a
like them
paprika, and then like
reacting-
their shirts literally come off.
yeah,
Yes.
and they're like reacting to it, and like it's like strangely sexual. It's about
It
cooking,
is
but like
the foodgasms were
Yeah,
very
like,
awkward,
and then you'll have,
especially
like-
later on
yeah.
in the seasons. It got very awkward when they started involving like
yeah,
kids, and I was like, oh, okay,
they'll have,
it's
like,
cringe.
food contest, and like a judge will try a dish, and then suddenly he's like on a fucking beach surrounded by like a harem of women, and he's like, oh, all the taste in my mouth just makes me want to fucking
And there's like a
and it's just
salmon
like-
fish
yeah.
like right there, like giving you the winky eye too. Like
It's fucking
mhm.
weird, dude. Because it's like a show about cooking, so it's like, how do we make it? How do we make it like exciting? We make it sexual, I guess.
Make
I
it
don't know.
sexual because it's anime. That being said, Food Wars had a very good ending.
Well, glad to see that entertainment is in a very healthy place.
Absolutely,
Apparently.
absolutely.
So, Josh, you took a trip recently to Atlantic City. Did you win big?
Oh, okay. Well, before I get into that, I have to say something. I'm going to be positive here for a second. Can we all take a moment here and look at Gene? Because I think Gene looks great today. His camera looks like it's on point.
Thanks.
Like, did you get a new setup or something? Because you look great today.
I got a haircut last week, so my hair looks great.
Okay.
My beard is like super full, so that
Looking
looks
like a
great.
total.
No, I'm just more to the right on my coffee table, so
I
I'm
don't
closer to like the light.
Got it.
So
you
I'm
look.
like-
I
I'm-
just wanted to
I'm
say you
well-
look fantastic.
I'm
today.
well lit.
Okay.
That's all
Okay.
it is.
well,
That's
lit.
all it is. Thank you, though.
Don't sell yourself short. Well, that's not the light gleaming down on you. That's you shining in general.
I'm just well lit. Like, look at my forehead shine.
exactly.
Just before, Josh,
Yeah.
before I hear about Atlantic City, to piggyback off of what you just said, Gene, I've been getting into watching some more Coen brother movies lately, and I started watching the trailer a couple times for one of their best movies,
Oh.
Inside Llewyn
Oh,
Davis.
it's Me and
That's
Waffle.
the one where Oscar Isaac, Oscar
Yeah.
Isaac literally looks like you. And I kept watching the trailer, and it looked like such a good movie, but I can't bring myself to watch the fucking movie or appreciate it because I just keep watching it. I'm like, this is Gene's biopic. It's so weird. It's eerie how much it's literally like you
And
in a movie. It's
He
very
has like an
bizarre.
orange cat in the movie. Like, I've seen pictures of. I've never seen the movie either. I want to see it, and I've wanted to like play Oscar Isaac, play what's his face, like I wanted to like dress up as Oscar Isaac playing this character for like Halloween because I guess I could pull it off, you know.
It literally, and he's like a folk singer, and he's like, I'm just so misunderstood as an artist, just walking around all sad.
Is
I'm
he
like, this
homeless?
Gene.
Because it's always like shots of him like in New York City with a fucking cat, and I'm like, where do you live? Well, I don't know.
Something like that. I don't know. I just had to throw
Damn,
that in
orange
there.
cat,
'cause
I'll be
it's been
back.
bugging me, but anyway.
I enjoy
Josh,
your art.
tell
Is
us
that
about-
waffle?
Who knows?
Holy Jason, talk again. Did you just get super loud?
Hi. No, I don't know.
God, okay, sorry. Somebody's
Hi.
like, microphone was freaking out. Anyway, yeah, Atlantic City. Atlantic City was awesome. We had a blast. Just to, I'll give you the highlights. Friday night, we went to the Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill. And
Give us your review.
yeah, so has anybody watched his like shows really? Like Hell's
like
Kitchen?
this, Dan. Like
Or-
this.
I enjoy Hell's Kitchen. Is
This
that
is-
waffle?
yeah.
Marissa has.
This is the movie.
Mar-
It's just this.
I know. Anyway, Marissa has been watching nothing but Hell's Kitchen every night.
Yeah,
so, yes, I'm very
Gordon, one of
familiar.
like Gordon Ramsay's like signature dishes is this beef Wellington that I always see, right? Which is like a filet mignon wrapped in like a puff pastry and then like baked. And it's always looked so fantastic. So we went to this Gordon Ramsay Pub and Grill place in Atlantic City, and they had a beef Wellington on the menu, and I was like, I have to try it. Now it was $60 for the entree.
Oh,
But I was like,
Ooh.
I have to try this. So ordered it. I'll have to send a picture. It was fantastic. Now, was it worth $60? I don't know if any food is worth $60, but it was fantastic. It was delicious, but it was $60. I ended up getting like one app, the entree, the beef Wellington, and like one drink, and I spent like $120. So that kind of hurt the wallet to start. But yeah, other than that, I mean, we went to eat at a bunch of places. We went on the boardwalk. Obviously, Saturday night was our big night. We had talked about it before we left, and we're like, okay, Saturday night, we're going to spend, basically the whole night in the Borgata, right? We're going to get dressed up. We're going to look good. We're going to drink. Yeah. We're going to gamble like we own the place, right? Kind of. And so I brought like a jacket, like a suit, like a what is it called, like a blazer or what? Like I was ready to go.
Did you do a blazer or was it a suit?
And then my buddies just someone who works with like I don't even know, like a button up or like a flannel or like a shirt with 3 buttons at the top, but not really a polo. And so I was like so ready to go. I had my jacket and everything. So we had a great time. We went to one of the what do they call it? It's like a center bar. It's like right in the center of the casino. And we were like obviously pre-gaming in the room and stuff. And I ordered 1 round of drinks for us, and I spent like $42. And I was like, boys, we need to get to a table, and we need to get to one fast. Because when you're at a table, they just come up to you and you just get free drinks. Basically, you obviously tip the waiter or the waitress, but you just get free drinks. So I ordered us 1 round of drinks. We went to a craps table, and I learned how to play craps. Nice. And it was a ton of fun. So in summary, I ended positive. I won about like $200. Wow. My one buddy, my one buddy who bets a little bit bigger than me won a little bit bigger too. He won like almost like $400. And then my other buddy, has to even out here. He lost about $400. And so, so 2 of us went home pretty happy. I went home with more cash in hand than I showed up with, but my buddy Kyle, not so lucky. But also, he played slots, and I've learned slots are for losers. You do not win. You do not win at slots. Play slots. So I did some blackjack. Shoots. Yep, I did some blackjack.
Absolutely,
I did some craps.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, craps is like my new favorite game because it's like a team sport almost. Like everybody at the table is like rooting for you and rooting for each other. It's like you all want to do well kind of thing. And it was a lot of fun. So there's a lot of other shenanigans, obviously, but that was the summary. It's a good time. Very nice. Pretty relaxing too. Didn't do a whole lot other than just kind of like chill. There was like 9 pools in the hotel, a spa, a gym. Like it was great. It was a good time.
So nobody lost a kidney?
No, we did not have to sell any kidneys on the black market or anything to pay off our debt. So,
yeah. None of you got lost and stuck on the roof?
Right no, there was no hangover situation.
All right, cool.
All right.
I'll never forget the one time I did gamble at the roulette table, and I kept going like, I'm putting it all. I was drunk, and I'm like, we're putting it all on 36, putting it all on 36 for Wu-Tang 36 Chambers, and I'm like, putting it all on 36, and I didn't win a dime. But the guy next to me had so much money on the line. He was so drunk. He was probably like a year or 2 younger than me. And he's sitting next to me, and he starts laughing as he puts all of his chips on one square and just watches the guy pull it all away. And he just leans over to me. He's giggling, and he goes, well, there goes my car payment.
Oh, my God.
Rough, man.
I would like to think that guy got his car repossessed.
Oh no!
His bank's calling him Monday morning. Yeah, no, we're here to repossess your car.
Now, it would have been much more appropriate for that guy if he would have just taken some advice from our dear friend Andrew Tate.
And friend of the pod?
Logged himself in to Hustlers University.
Friend of the pod? Is he here?
Friend of the pod.
Is he? Did we book him?
Well, yeah, he might be. He was on that one time.
Can we bring him in real quick?
No.
Come on.
I think my sunglasses are in my car this time, honestly. I left them in my car. I'm sorry.
Can I just say, Josh,
so ask him about
you doing that bit,
you guys saw how he like freaked out about somebody who like impersonates him or something, right?
No.
Like there's like a YouTube video out there of like somebody who like takes his content and like impersonates him, but like makes fun of him, and he like called him and like threatened him and stuff, like with lawsuits. And I'm like, well, here we go. I'm getting canceled again.
So it was really funny because the whole last week,
Jesus Christ.
the past 2 weeks, it seemed like the whole conversation was, holy shit, this Andrew Tate guy and the TikToks and the he beats women and the machetes and all that shit and the child trafficking and the rape and all that crap. And now the whole conversation is he was banned.
Josh, I think
from
he just
all
called
social...
you. I think that was him calling you to threaten you.
He was banned from
I hate you
everything.
so much. Gene just called me.
He was banned from everything, from what I've heard.
I was hoping it would
He
ring.
was banned from all social media platforms, and now everyone's debating: was it right? Is it wrong? Is it impending on, or is it imposing on free speech?
Wait, is he still on YouTube?
Well, no. So I was confused because I thought that the whole part of his gimmick was that he didn't have any social media accounts of his own.
Yeah.
So
yeah, you guys told me that.
I don't understand.
Now they're
so how did he get banned?
So from what I understand is, and this goes into like his whole Hustlers University school thing that he does, his pyramid scheme thing, masterclass crap. So his whole gimmick of his class is they tell people, if you want to make money, if you want to be successful on your social media platforms, post clips of me and that will give you more exposure. So it's this, he's kind of a genius where it's like, if you just share my content on your own accounts, it'll get you more clicks and more views. And it'll also just boost his exposure.
Yeah.
So I guess what TikTok was doing is, I guess they're taking down accounts that are primarily just posting his clips, or people like the channels that are just featuring his clips a lot. Twitch, I heard, goes really scorched earth with bans where he can't even appear on someone else's stream.
Yep.
Or that stream will get taken down.
Twitch just fucking kills you and
Twitch,
your wife,
Twitch is insane.
and your children, and then your grandparents, and just fucking
no. Like if
full-on
people were to stream with Dr. Disrespect because he was banned from Twitch, like that was the big controversial thing where like Tim and some other streamers were still streaming on Twitch and they could not play and even have his voice like coming through their stream, or else they could get banned basically. So yeah, Twitch is pretty strict when it comes to they don't mess around and you will get banned. So
now the whole conversation is this a bad thing because it's, bad for free speech? Is it good for the country because now this guy's voice is being suppressed? I don't know. Apparently too, I've been seeing a lot more things about how there's a lot of people saying that there are actual 11-year-olds, middle schoolers, young boys that are literally like saying shit to their female teachers, refusing to do like homework for their teachers, and all saying that they love Andrew Tate.
I saw that on Twitter.
Where? What? This is a thing?
It's been a big thing that apparently like he actually really legitimately is influencing like 11-year-old and 12-year-old boys. Like kids are going into schools with machetes probably.
What are they like? I don't listen to you, bitch. And
I don't think anybody's going to school with machetes, but I do think
that was a bit of an exaggeration.
I do think they're probably saying some bad thing. Listen, okay, I'll go first on this because I mean
go for it.
This is just listen. At the end of the day, we can't just delete people off the internet because we disagree with what they're saying. I get that. Okay. Now, is Andrew Tate saying anything positive? I don't know. I would debate probably not, but I can listen. Some people agree with him. Some people agree with his views and whatever. And who am I to go against it? It's just a really weird, dangerous slope, right? Because like, am I mad that he's banned? Not really. I don't really care about him. But also, I don't even know if he is banned because I still see stuff. I've seen stuff on YouTube still. Like, the internet's the internet. You can't just get rid of somebody when they've become that big. Like, it's as much as you might try, you are not going to just get rid of Andrew Tate at this point. Like, he will stay around somehow, right? Are you going to make it much harder and much more difficult? Sure. But you're not just going to get rid of him. So, and he's already made such an impression. So, I don't know. It's I go both ways because, like I said, I'm not mad, but it is like a dangerous slope. But like you can argue with a lot of different viewpoints that and obviously all of these different social media sites, in order to ban him, they have to find some kind of breach of the terms of agreement or whatever, right? Which I'm assuming they're probably saying he's encouraging acts of violence, right? Because he probably said something about like, oh, slap that, whatever, or hit her with a pan and keep her in the kitchen. He probably said something like that one time, and they can just go, oh, that's violent, right? And then, but that's a dangerous slope because you could now is he? I don't know. I'm not like happy about it either, as weird as that is, because it does make me nervous that like once we start going down this road, whatever agendas certain social media sites have, if they don't like what's going on, they can just say, hey, we don't like that. And you can easily find a way to say somebody broke the terms of agreement. But I don't feel sorry for him. I'm not mad about it. I'm very much in the middle. I think it's a dangerous slope, but did he deserve it? Did he have it coming? I think he kind of knew it was coming. I don't think he's surprised about it or even really mad about it. I feel like he was like egging it on. It was like part of his like master plan, whatever that might be. So that's kind of my generic thoughts.
I mean, we're already going down that road. I have friends who have been like Twitter banned for like a week or a month for saying something like not even like offensive or like something stupid. You know what I'm saying? And like Twitter's like, well, not Twitter, sorry, Facebook or good old Zuck is like, oh, sorry, can't say that because only I control what you say. It is happening. Facebook's a huge like arbiter of it. The Facebook terms and conditions are like, we own everything you say and do, so fuck you. And like, Mark Zuckerberg is like, I have final say on what I deem is appropriate, which is like weird, very weird. Because even Twitter is like not as bad. Like people say some fucked up shit on Twitter, and nothing happens, Right. But Facebook's like really much like, nah, can't say that.
Yeah, I mean, it's. I'm kind of like on the same camp as Josh. It's a little weird. I mean, yeah, there's all those arguments I've been seeing. They all come up about free speech where it's, okay, does he... Hold on, I can hear something. Gene, would you have banned him?
If I was a company? Or like personally?
Police! Put your hands up!
Is that...
Put your hands up!
What is happening? Dan's being
swatted! Dan's being swatted!
Yeah!
FBI raided! Dan, you're being raided! Dan! All right, Dan, what government secrets do you have in your basement?
Is this who you recognize from Men's Warehouse? Is that who you recognize?
What is going
on?
Oh, God.
Hey, show us your armpit!
Dan, what government secrets do you have?
The one that works at
the White
Men's Warehouse. Show us your armpit.
Wait, what? I can't hear her.
I think Jason's
no
lost.
one's showing an armpit.
Jason's lost.
Jason, don't you work at Men's Warehouse?
Oh, Jason's like 9 years behind us right now. He's just,
Wait, no, he just showed it at Jason. Wait, did he have a pit stain?
Oh, that was probably Jason. Yeah,
Yikes.
Dude, I'm only doing like 2 days a week. I don't know why.
No, Jason just has really shitty service.
Jason has really bad service.
Okay.
Hi, Marissa.
Yeah. Sorry, I suck, Marissa.
Why can't we hear? He's in the pods. Can you just connect?
We're also live on YouTube.
Tell her I said hi.
You want to know what we talked about at dinner?
Tell her I said hi.
Do it. Yes.
Is it?
Wait, what's the topic of this podcast tonight?
Oh God! Don't tell him, Dan. Don't tell him. Don't tell him, Dan. Don't do it.
Have you guys heard of Andrew Tate?
Oh, okay. So that's kind of
Wait, okay. So Bree would love to talk about Andrew Tate.
She's gonna go.
Where is she going? What is
we
going?
got free shots at the Mexican place. So
Okay.
Raspberry coffee, babe.
Nice.
I hate shots.
Josh, what's on your hat?
It's a turtle.
Our
Ooh.
discussion at
Oh, that's so cute.
dinner.
Where'd you get that from? Did you get that from the strip?
Oh no,
Online.
Andrew Tate.
Safe
So
to
that's
see
for
turtles,
little.
I
think he's kind of gross. Actually, he's extremely gross, I should say.
He's extremely gross.
Very hot take. Very good. Very good.
Am I acing this or what?
Yeah.
You're doing great.
You're doing great so far.
but
Keep it up.
kind of
She can't hear us.
on our conversation at dinner because we were talking about like foul things that take place sometimes between men and women not necessarily in relationships. Am I hitting this
Dad's
on
like,
the head or
no, I'm
no?
just trying to podcast with the
Probably
boys.
No. Mainly we talked about different
And bring me
situations
some pizza rolls.
like
And a white
like I'm like camera shy.
How many drinks has she had, dude? Is she drunk?
Dude, they had
I don't
Ask her.
know.
So, like,
Ask her. She said she got free drinks. Ask her, Dan.
If I were
Yeah.
Dan, ask
having
her. Dan,
sex
Dan,
with
ask her.
somebody else other than
Dan,
my
Dan, ask her.
boyfriend,
Hi, Marissa.
and no. Is he telling me to stop?
No, I'm talking
No.
to Marissa. I'll say hi
You're
to
doing
Marissa.
great. You're doing
Give
great.
her an
They're
earpod.
just asking how many drinks you had.
Give her an earpod.
Basically, like cut her off.
Maybe this will make me less shy. Hello.
I've been trying to say hi.
Hello.
I've been trying to say hi to Marissa.
Hi.
Dad just won't.
Oh
Dad just
no,
won't
no,
do it.
he wants nothing to do with me. He's just saying hi to you. He says.
I don't know who you are.
Which one?
Tell us your
Hi,
name.
Marissa.
Talking. They're all actually
Marissa.
going well.
How can you hear him?
I'll
I know, I
introduce
saw the
myself.
I'll say hi
I
too.
am Marissa's little sister, Brianna.
Hi, Brianna.
Oh, I've heard
How are
so much
you?
about you, Brianna. Hello.
She's been an alcoholic for 3 years.
Are you like a
Oh.
taller Marissa?
I'm just kidding.
No,
I'm just kidding.
I'm
Taller
a
Marissa.
high. I like to say high functioning alcoholic.
Hey,
one
me
and a half
too.
taller than you.
I thought
No,
she was
me
about to say I'm
too.
Yeah.
hotter than Marissa.
One inch.
Nothing
I
better
am
than the
taller.
nice crisp cold one.
What?
2 inches.
What?
Jason's 7 years behind.
Oh,
He's just-
Jason.
he's literally living in another dimension at this point. So
Old tall one.
What?
It'd be like that
What
sometimes.
the fuck are you guys talking about?
Because I'm taller.
Jason's not Internet Explorer.
Oh wow, that's terrible. Huh?
I think I'm actually in.
What
my
are they
drinks
talking
already.
about?
I don't
Oh,
know.
Andrew
We were
Tate.
talking about me being taller, and he said I like
Andrew Tate.
tall, ice cold.
tell
ones.
us more about
Uh,
Andrew Tate.
Yeah, tell us how you feel about Andrew Tate.
I don't know.
Wait, did you
Tell
talk
us
about
what.
dinner?
Tell us as a girl
No,
how you feel
okay,
about Andrew
wait.
Tate.
I actually have a story about Andrew Tate. I'll tell you. My boyfriend one day was like, "Do you know who this Tate guy is on social media?" I'm like, "I have no idea who you're talking about. I don't know who that is. Whatever." And he's like, "Oh, he's like crazy on TikTok. Blah 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 blah." And I'm like, "I literally don't know who you're talking about." The next day, my entire TikTok was flooded with this guy, like
Oh, it's bad.
videos all over. So I'm like,
It's
"Ew,
really
bad.
bad.
this guy." But the catch was, my boyfriend was like, "I think you would think he's hot." So I looked at him and I was like, "He's not hot at all.
Not
He's
attractive.
disgusting."
He's gross.
No, I think he's terrible.
mean-
but I heard
I think he's kind of attractive, but I mean,
Is this a bit? Is that a bit, Josh? Are you?
I
Are you
mean,
doing-
listen,
are
dude.
you
I'm
doing
just
comedy?
saying. I'm just saying, dude. Like
I get it.
if you know,
Dan, Dan,
I
just
can
give
be
us the
objectively.
bad-looking guy.
Dan,
Yeah,
Dan,
he's
take five.
not
Dan, go-
ugly, dude.
Dan,
He's
go have a
tall.
cigarette
He's
or
a
something. Take five.
kickboxer. Like he's ripped. Like you can't say he's ugly.
I don't think he's attractive. I mean,
What were you
his
talking
face is
about
not
at dinner?
appealing.
His mindset.
pause. Okay,
yes.
question for you men.
Okay.
The
If
boys,
you're in a
the
relationship.
fellas.
No, I'm gonna say men. But if you prefer boys or fellas, I
Oh,
can
yeah.
Ignore Gene and just keep going, please. Yes.
I can try. Wait, his name is Eugene?
No.
No, it's Gene.
No,
But we
Gene,
can
it's
call him
Eugene.
Eugene.
Oh.
It's Gene. No.
No, his name is Eugene, my boyfriend.
Oh, nice. Hi, Eugene. I don't know where
We
you
got
are,
the
but
Gene Squad.
hell yeah.
No, he's on he's watching Andrew Tate
Denim,
videos.
Denim Squad.
Yeah.
Denim Squad.
Um,
Squad up.
All right.
Scenario.
Wait, okay, scenario. You're married, you're in a relationship, whatever, right? Whatever your thing is, man or woman. You are at a bar with your partner, and somebody of the opposite sex of your partner, same sex of your partner, depending on if you're straight or not.
All right.
Do I have to be like actually like
No.
A plus
No.
plus here? Okay.
No,
Do
Dan's got us canceled like 100 times. It's fine.
Okay, so you're all straight, all right, and another bitch walks up to you at the bar,
Got
starts
nervous.
flirting with you and your woman, right?
She just went
Right?
all in. Hell yeah.
Okay.
She's like, these trifling
So-
hoes start talking to your man. What are you doing?
Yeah, trifling
Bitches be
hoes
crazy.
come up. They're talking. No, not just your man. They're talking to you
Both.
and your man. This
Okay.
woman wants
I
to.
thought I
hook
was
up,
straight.
right?
Hold on. Am I gay or am
No.
I straight?
You are straight.
I
What I'm
needed
saying-
clarification. You said my man. It's coming up
You
to my
said my
man. And I
man.
thought I was
Oh,
gay for a
God,
second.
Okay, can
This
we just
is
get through
this
this?
is okay. Should I? All right, let me start over. So
So I'm out to date with
You're
my
all
Asian
straight.
girlfriend. Yes, let's go on from there.
Lots to unpack there,
Can be
but I'll get
Asian,
there.
sure. Jesus.
Oh,
Okay,
jeez,
we're in
Jason.
anime and this
Lots
false
to
character.
unpack.
Go on.
So much
Go
to unpack
on.
there. There's just
No.
layers to unpack
Okay.
there, but I will get there.
All right. We're going to make this very, very easy for both of you. All three of you, rather. You're at a bar. You are men, and you are with a woman. So you're very straight. You
I'm
like
following.
women. Got it. Okay.
Got it.
Another woman, very attractive woman,
Okay.
walks up to you. The one that's not your girlfriend. Okay.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay. This woman that's not your girlfriend is talking to both of you, flirtatious, blah blah blah. Ends up wants you're gonna have a threesome.
Wait, is
Right.
she like asking if we're interested?
Man, this
Or-
escalated quickly.
or-
I think
or-
you guys, no, I
or are
think you
we
guys get the
doing the,
point.
Is she
like-
flirting
Okay,
to
okay.
build
What's
up
the
to
question
that?
then? What's
Yeah,
the
you're on
question?
Twitter.
What's the
We're on
question?
Twitter.
The
Would you
question
be
is,
into it? Would you
the
say
question
yes?
is, wait, no, there's a couple layers. You're obviously into a threesome. She's a good-looking girl. Both parties, you and your girlfriend, already mutually agreed if it ever happened, you would do it, right?
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
The question is, would you want to be involved in the threesome with the other woman? Would your preference be to watch that woman or your girlfriend? Or would you want the strange woman to watch you and your girlfriend? What would your preference be?
I mean, you could just do it all. Like,
And
if you have
why?
time, you could just
There's
I mean, time
with
is
like
unlimited.
3 bottles of water and like a
You
pack
got
of
time is at the
condoms,
end,
you're-
since one
you
will
have
make every
just
second
all the
count
time in the
then.
world. Like, what do you
Okay,
mean? Like,
so the bottom corner wants to make sure there's 3 bottles of water and unlimited
Okay.
time.
you gotta
Gene.
hydrate. You gotta hydrate.
Gene.
You gotta
The
hydrate.
bottom
Important. That's me, baby.
Josh, what do you think?
I'm gonna be in the minority here and just unfortunately say that I would be super uncomfortable in that situation, period, and just would not put myself in that situation because
I respect that, Josh.
I
Okay, hold
I
on.
couldn't.
Whoa. Josh, I'm gonna pause you. Which situation wouldn't it be?
Any of it.
All of it?
I would if I was if I was married in a relationship or whatever, I would like. I mean, you kind of assumed that me and my imaginary girlfriend had a conversation
wife.
that we would do a threesome, and I would not do that. So
Josh is saying
Even
like
if
he
it
just would decline outright. Like, oh, thank you, I appreciate it, I'm flattered, but I'm
Okay,
okay.
I got one for you, Josh.
oh boy, here
What
we
if
go.
it was your wife/girlfriend, whatever your case may be? What if it was her dream? What if she
So-
said to you tonight and
Yeah.
said, "Babe, when we go out to the bar, make me happy. Let's bring home a girl."
Josh, I got
Sure.
it.
So
Josh is
I
like,
feel
"Bitch, you
like
can find a new dream
I
then."
feel like she's gonna literally
4
hate me
bottles
after
of
this
water.
conversation.
Wait, you
I
got
like that. 4 bottles of water.
No. So if that was truly a dream of hers, I would hope I would have that conversation with her well before we were married. But I am just, that's not the type of relationship that I'm looking for, to get like a third person involved, like ever. So that's kind of a deal breaker for me, and I wouldn't want to do that.
Josh likes monogamy, nothing wrong with that.
So if that's
Total
something she
respect,
wants to
yeah.
do, then that's great, and she should go and do that. But I don't think I'm the person she's going to want to be with to do that. So
I respect it.
Okay. Totally appreciate that.
okay.
Gene, were you like just a straight yes?
Yeah, I
She
mean,
would
if like
take anything
yeah.
as long as he had 3 bottles of
if
water.
it's like consent, if it's like consensual, like if I'm like, yeah, let's do it, and like my partner's like, yeah, I'm game, then we're like, yeah, fuck it, let's do it. We're partying tonight.
It's,
You know?
it's what the girl
Do
wants.
you
It's what the
think-
girl I'm with wants.
What's up?
Oh,
I mean, like,
respect.
it's like-
Respecting the female. I
if all
love it.
parties
Respect
are
the female.
consensual,
Shut
then
the
why
fuck
not?
Love that. That is
If all
adorable.
parties are down, and sure,
Exactly, because that's how relationship is. It takes
Because
two.
I
Yeah,
could
have a
also
talk
be
about it.
like, nah, I'm good. Like, I had some really heavy pasta. Like, I'm just not tonight. Or like, my wife could be
So-
like, no, I'm not interested. I'm like, all right, cool then. Nice knowing you. Like, to the person, like the third person, be like, thank you for the preposition. It's not happening, you know. As long as all the parties consent, anything is game.
So,
Exactly.
okay, would you do it sober or would you need to be drunk?
To get consent,
No. To be in the situation.
as long as all parties are in agreement, I don't care what kind of state of inebriation anyone's in.
Yeah,
Really,
yeah, mhm.
I mean, it's a little
Can I get amen
it's a
to
little
that?
questionable if like the third party's drunk, because then like that's like weird, like legal, like a lot of accusations have been thrown
Yeah,
at
I mean-
men. So it's like,
True. True. 'Cause
I'll
I
admit
want-
though,
you want
when
all-
the
you want all three
conversation
to
happened
agree.
at dinner, we didn't talk
Yeah.
about consent.
Oh shit.
Wait, what?
Our
Oh.
scenario was specifically
We're the new Andrew.
yeah, no. Our conversation specifically at dinner was that this woman approaches us.
So that automatically insinuates
Yeah, for
consent.
sure.
Yeah.
But if she's
Right.
drunk,
Like that
So what
declares
was your
consent.
guys' answer to this scenario?
Yeah, what is
then?
yours?
I want to hear your guys' answers.
So I think we had
By the way, this is as introspective as any woman ever gets in conversation. It's like, would you fuck her?
Dad, no.
no.
If I was a worm, would you still love me?
Oh my god, dude, it's every night. If I lost an arm, would you still love me?
Oh,
If my left foot was bigger than my right foot, would you still be interested in me?
But would you though?
But would you though, Dan?
If I got regular Coke
You
instead
can
of
say
Diet Coke,
yes
would you
until
still
it
like
actually
me?
happens.
Wait, I'm assuming Jason's answer was like
I
mine.
mean,
'Cause
if-
I kind of heard him agreeing with his.
I'm
like,
sure
internet.
Jason's was like yours.
It was
yeah.
like yours. It's whatever all three is. Yeah, all I look at my right. You're three. It's like all three of us come to agreement, and also the state of mind of the third party one. The state of her mind too. That it's like, hey, there could be consequences.
Okay, so next question is, what's your favorite category of
Oh
porn?
no!
Yo, I'm all about my older woman. I am
And don't
all
say you
about
don't
that
watch
MILF
porn.
life.
I'm sorry, the
That
And this
MILF
is
life.
the
Hold on,
last.
whoa, whoa,
This
whoa.
is the last.
Oh,
question,
MILF.
Josh.
MILF life. Okay,
Oh, I mean,
It's a good choice.
I thought he said wolf.
Hell yeah.
Wolf. Yeah, it's a full moon tonight. Watch out.
I always get really annoyed when it's like
When Marissa and Bree get on the podcast.
when it's like when you guys ever watch like the stepmom or the stepsister porn?
It's
Never.
And they,
weird. It's
Never
so
watched.
weird.
They just keep
It's so
referring-
weird.
Not once.
no, it's not weird. It's
Stepbrother,
hot
I'm
because it's like
stuck in
stepmom,
the-
stepsister.
I'm
But
stuck.
they always will refer like it'll be like, oh hey mom. They'll keep addressing her as mom as if it's her actual mom, and then I get creeped
It's
out.
really weird. It's very strange. Like, yeah, I don't. And what? When
It'll,
did
just be
that
like,
become?
it'll be like, hey mom, and I'm like, that's not your mom. It says stepmom in the title. or
Dad's like,
Have you ever been-
refer-
have you ever been
That's
like-
too
please
long,
refer to
man.
her
It's too
in the
long to say
full
that.
instead.
at the beginning of like every like do it yourself like college dorm room porn, it's like there you just got like Family Guy on in the background. That's a big thing. They're always watching Family Guy.
Watching Meg get farted.
These,
on.
I'm sorry, these are the things that I noticed. They're porn tropes.
They're porn tropes. That's a website.
I think no matter what it is, whether it's a sister on sister, stepsister, stepmom, nobody's truly related, right? I mean, it's all acting regardless. So at the end of right, I mean, it's not.
No, but
but
it's a turnoff when you're thinking it's supposed to be the stepmom, but then the guy will come in and it'll be like, oh hey mom, like how are you? And it's like, oh, like it's not supposed to be your actual mom.
I mean, maybe
Dan's
you,
literally
Dan.
like, if you're not following the story,
Well, I'm
not
sorry.
gonna get
I'm
interested,
sorry. I'm
get
sorry. I
away
guess
from
everyone's
me.
okay with the incest.
I mean, but at that point, are you actually listening to the verbiage?
It's like only 3 words, like "Hey
At
mom,"
that
or it's like
point.
same thing. Flip it, like stepsister. Like she comes into the room, like you wouldn't call your stepsister sis. Like oh hey, like
How
you
do you
would
know that?
literally they
You
always
probably
address her
would.
as sis.
Dan, if you ever became my stepbrother, I would call you bro.
I'm calling you bro too, Dan.
I'd call you bro, dude.
I'm not calling you step. Like, what's good, step? I don't. What is that?
If they were stepbrothers, he would still call each other bro.
Has anyone been guilty of watching like gotten stuck in the dryer? Shit.
Sorry, my audio must be cutting out.
Step bro, I'm stuck. Get me out. I need your help.
Speaking of mom,
Oh, yes, she's the beautifulest little baby ever. Oh,
Hello.
hi,
Say hi, little lady. You have no idea what's going on. You just want to grab my microphone. Okay.
Oh gosh, she's so
Thank you.
cute. Look at her.
Hey.
I'd just like to take this opportunity to say like and subscribe to all platforms. And
It's her turn to speak.
It's her turn.
at this point, it got really weird.
we have an
Oh,
OnlyFans.
a Fansly. Oh, okay. Oh, you're in the microphone. Okay. Oh, this is
it.
it.
Here,
To make it clear, the OnlyFans is my footprint, not the baby. Yeah, she clapped. Yeah, she's like, yeah, footprint.
Maya, wait. No, she can clap. Come on, Maya. Yay! Come on. Yay! Go. Yay!
Look at it.
Oh no, you can't eat the microphone.
Oh yeah, she's like, hey.
She says like she vocalizes. She vocalizes. Babies vocalize. Are you trying to eat my microphone?
Look at that smile. Look at her smile.
I like this podcast is just derailed. I love it. Dad, did you plan this?
Maya, what do you think about Andrew Tate?
Yeah.
So happy. Look at that smile.
Look at her
Oh,
face.
God.
She just went instantly sour.
These
What
would
just
be like
happened?
huge
No,
on
she's
her.
so happy.
Just like so big.
Oh my
That's what you're
god.
for. Talk about Andrew Tate. Look what happens.
What's up, lady?
I'm going.
Look at that.
You okay?
Adios, amigos.
Bye.
Well, have
Free
a
everyone.
good night.
Round of applause.
Bye. Thank you for the questions.
Have a good night.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
Maya, you gonna clap? Yay! Are you gonna clap?
See you later.
What?
I.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Look at her laugh. Oh, her little laugh.
Guy talk.
Sure. We're gonna talk. You want to talk about House of Dragon? Sure.
You want rose?
I'll take a claw, please.
Why did she say rose?
Gene, the pictures you put up of her the
Well-
other day, they were really adorable.
I'm gonna have some editing to do, folks.
No, that was great.
Keeps. Can you keep
Completely
some of that?
unedible,
Keep some
Dan.
of that.
Sorry.
Yeah, that was great. I just
That
fucking
was-
hijacked.
He got swatted after. you
Yeah,
guys
I
talked
don't
about
know
getting
if I'd say
swatted
that
the
was
last episode.
great, but you're not going to be able to edit that out. So
It's fine.
Even my
Josh, how much time you got left? You want to cover House of
Yeah,
Dragon?
how much time you got left?
yeah. Well, that definitely took a chunk out of it. I got about 40 minutes.
Yeah, it's fine.
All right.
All right.
All right. Sounds
A
good.
lot of that was 40 minutes.
All right. Let's hop into it, boys and girls.
Josh, did you just say that
She
my
is-
sister's not great?
Huh?
Did you just say that my
Where did
sister
my
is not
Where did my
great?
AirPods?
I did not
We
say
were
your
not-
sister was not great.
No.
I just said, as far as podcast content, that's not going to be very listenable for people. So
Great.
The name of
Oh my
Marissa,
god.
I
if you-
enjoyed it, Marissa. It made my night. I'll say that.
Do you know how many listeners you're gonna get if you put like threesome in the title?
Hell
Oh,
yeah.
absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Oh.
Make the thumbnail like
What the-
woman for one, so it's like Marissa and her sister. Like, Dan, we're gonna fucking skyrocket.
Absolutely.
I mean,
what women think about
we had
Andrew
a
Tate, and
very
then just bam, right there.
interesting- Yeah, exactly. No, we had a really interesting dinner conversation. I really wish Dan was there for it, but
Dan's like, I
it was
gotta.
interesting.
do
But
my
let's
podcast.
talk about your guys' trendy stuff.
Oh. Marissa, are you drunk?
so
I had 3 palomas
Okay.
and like a raspberry coffee shot that we got for free. So
Ooh, okay, you feeling
I'm
it?
here for
Yeah,
the
no, I'm in the
Palomas.
mood to
That's what I like
podcast right
hear,
now.
Marissa.
Yes,
let's go. That's what you're here for.
All right, folks. So we saw Game of Thrones, House of Dragons,
no, House of the Dragon.
Yeah, Dan.
episode 1. Spoilers from here on out.
Yeah, get it right. Come on, man.
Josh, were you excited for this show? What did you think of episode 1?
yeah, I was actually like, I don't know. I wasn't super hyped about it, but like the Sunday, the day of, and it was like I knew it was out. I was excited to go and watch it because it's been so long, as badly as I thought Game of Thrones ended and everything. I was excited to just kind of get back into the universe and the world because I really like that universe. And yeah, overall, I had a good time. It felt Game of Thronesy in that I hated the first episode immediately and was just like, we can't even have one good moment here. Like there can't be any reprieve from just this brutal world where mothers are just killed and I just can't be happy for a second. But like that's Game of Thrones, right? Like
Gosh.
that's Game of Thrones. So
You know the medieval era sucked, right?
yeah, I know. But
Like it was brutal.
No,
I figured
There
like,
was no
I figured
Like
like,
notably no
butterflies.
happiness.
Okay,
Yeah,
but
no,
I figured
zero
episode
happiness.
1 we could at least just be introduced to the characters and be like, hey, here are some people to care about. And they did that. And then I was just, just hit right in the face. And I was just like, well, I'm not saying I'm mad about it. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying like that's Game of Thrones. Like I should have expected that, but I was hoping I get one episode of just like, oh, this is nice, but you know, they just get you right away. So I have some minor complaints, but I mean, it's the first episode, so I feel like a lot of my complaints aren't justified yet because I haven't seen enough. It's, you know, we got an hour kind of thing. So I'm excited to see where it goes. I'm also nervous because we've all seen Game of Thrones and we know Cersei was the first queen of Westeros. So that kind of creates some problems here for our protagonists in the show. But yeah, I mean, overall, my first impressions were I'm excited. I'm just excited to have a show that like is going to come out on a weekly basis and I can like look forward to again. You know, I feel like that doesn't happen a lot anymore. We just get the Netflix binge. You know, whether it's like Ozark or whatever. So it's like we got that a little bit with Obi-Wan because I was excited for that, but that doesn't happen a whole lot anymore. So I'm excited for that. So
Josh said there was violence against women, so we hated it. A woke king, y'all.
Stay woke, Josh.
Thanks. Love that word.
No, I'm a little surprised that everyone was really shocked that it had such a big debut. Like, were people like really not going to be hyped for a new Game of Thrones show?
I really thought it left a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouth. I thought it was going to do well. I didn't think it was going to do as well as it did. So I was kind of pleasantly surprised to see how well it did.
Oh, what's wrong?
Yeah, people were like, it's the biggest premiere in HBO history. And I'm like, yeah, duh, it's Game of Thrones. I just wasn't under that impression.
Gotcha.
It's a prequel to Game of Thrones, of course.
But
no, Dan, to answer your question, I knew there was hype. I expected it to be more of a like, as the season went on, people would be like, okay, I'll check it out. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought it was gonna be like
that's gonna
like the viewership would go up as the season went on because people would just be curious, you know, and maybe like HBO would max up more promotion. You know, once they have aired some episodes, they can maybe show more footage in the trailers or whatever. So I kind of just thought it was gonna be like good start, strong finish. But no, it was just like really strong start. That did surprise me.
So you were happy with it?
Me? Yeah, I thought it was great. I think I'm like kind of like how Josh said. Like going into it, I was like, all right, let's see what this. Like, let's see what happens. And I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just maybe purposely avoided like trailers and like getting hyped for it because I was like, I don't want to like be let down, especially after the shit show that was season 8 and the shit show that is kind of modern TV in a lot of ways. So I was just kind of like, I kind of forgot it was coming out, honestly. And then HBO kind of really maxed up a little bit of their advertising on Twitter, especially like in the week leading up to it. So I was like, oh yeah, it's coming out. And then Miriam was like, yeah, I really want to watch this. And I told her, I was like, yeah, like I'm interested, but she was like really excited. So I was like, all right, let's watch it, you know? And I was pleasantly impressed. Like it was. I'm looking forward to what's coming, you know.
Nice.
The production's good. It looks great. It's like you could tell it's in the same world. I think it's cool. I like how it doesn't look like vastly different from like the original series. Like you can tell, like, okay, this is like in the same universe, and it looks like the sets look very similar. Like it's like you know, it's not like a what are you doing, lady? It's not like a drastic departure. So I liked it. I give it like a. Honestly, like a 4 out of 5. Good start.
Nice. Babe, what did you think of the first episode?
So my viewing experience is much different than all 4 of you. I watched Game of Thrones in a 2 or 3 month span. I didn't watch it when it was
kind of what I did.
Yeah, I watched it a year ago, 2 years ago.
During COVID, yeah.
Yeah, that was what we binged during one of the things that we binged during COVID. Okay. And so I didn't mind the ending as much as Dan absolutely hated it.
I didn't.
Dan hated it.
Dan fell asleep.
He fell asleep at Josh's house. Yeah, no.
If I'm a defender of anything on this show, I hate everything. But I to this day will say I do not think the Game of Thrones ending was nearly as bad as everyone else says it was.
I have heard, just before Marissa goes on, I have heard a lot of people who have watched it the way that she did say the exact same thing. Something about binging it, it was more receptive like when you watch it like that, which I find super interesting, which makes me kind of want to rewatch it and binge it like that. But yeah, please continue.
Well, I didn't have as much of an investment of time into the show, whereas you guys had what 7 or 8 years into it,
depending when you started.
I was watching like
watched all of it in
7
a month.
episodes in one day. Like it was
I did 10 one
so,
day.
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna lie.
yeah, I mean,
What
like he
season?
wasn't my first choice to wind up on the throne, but like
Dan
I
wasn't my
as
first choice.
butthurt
Oh, we're talking about the
it.
throne. Sorry.
So I mean, for House of the Dragon, one thing that I was really excited to see was the dragon arena not being, in ruins. I was really excited to see that. I was really excited to just have things tie into the actual story. So I've been watching clips on YouTube, like, things that are tying in. And when we watched the episode, I was like, oh my God, that makes sense. And this name and whatnot. But one of the biggest things was the cesarean section. And if you guys have female viewers, they might hate me for saying it, but at first I was kind of like, oh wow, this is really brutal. But then I was thinking to myself, I was like, this is a really interesting way to see how a king has to make a choice, for his heir. Like, do I take the chance to get my heir and sacrifice the love of my life? But was she really the love of my life? But like, how many stillborns have we had? It was kind of interesting, but I don't know. I really liked it. I really liked the first episode, but I've been dying to see it. Like, we've been counting down the days. We were on vacation and we couldn't watch it the night that it came out. And as soon as we came home, we watched it, and I was dying to see it. What was really funny to me is seeing the videos that came out after, where everyone was like, oh, the ending song that has the theme song to Game of Thrones in it. I'm like, but the opening song had it in it.
Yes.
Too.
Fucking thank you.
Ooh.
Suck it, Josh.
Because everyone was like, finally, the Game of Thrones
I never
song was
said
in the
it
last
wasn't.
song.
I just said it wasn't the exact thing, Gene. That's what
I
I
didn't know.
It
I'm
can't
so
be the
sorry.
exact
Ooh.
theme because it's
Did I press a
different.
button? I'm sorry.
No.
Continue,
No.
Marissa.
You're doing great,
No,
Marissa.
I
Keep
liked
you're
how
doing
they
well.
worked it into it. I liked how it wasn't the same exact theme song.
Thank you.
I found it funny how the videos were like, oh, finally it was in the last song, But yeah, so that's my opinion. I really liked it. I mean, it's a beautiful show. I've never seen an HBO show where it's not beautiful.
Sure.
They threw all the money at
great to
that
watch.
show. They threw just every single dollar they had. They're
I
like, here's
didn't I see it?
$100
It's like
per
18 million
it's
per
yours.
episode. Yeah, no, like 18
It's
million
just
per episode.
a shit ton of money.
And insane.
So does anyone know where the set is at? Like, is it actually in Ireland? It's like some of the parts of Game of Thrones was actually in Ireland. Is this the same
It's
type
all
of
over
thing
the
or no?
world.
I know where the castle is. The castle's in Spain, but I don't know if they shot it into
Oh,
this show.
I think that's fun.
I did read an article because that was one of the things I was interested in of where they shot it. But no, yeah, I mean, it just kind of like, so for me going into it, my whole biggest thing was, is this show, I know it's Game of Thrones, it's the popular IP, it's their biggest show ever. Of course, they're going to throw all the money in the world at this prequel show. So my biggest question was going into it, are they going to be able to create really good characters in this first episode? Are there going to be characters that we latch onto? Because for me, that was one of two of the biggest things that Game of Thrones had, was really complex characters and the really cool political dynamics. It's a political thriller. That was my biggest, like,
and the emotional conflict too. Like, it just, everything plays in together, and it just makes you tied to these character stories. It's just everything all at once. They're really great at it.
Sure. So,
in my opinion.
Yeah. So I was just thinking, okay, how are we gonna get like another, Tyrion Lannister? Are we going to get another Jaime Lannister? Are we going to get another, like, is there going to be characters like that in this world? Some of them, there's going to be these prestigious kings and queens, and then there's going to be like the lowlifes. Are we going to see all those different aspects? And I think they did a pretty good job with establishing the new characters. Damian, the
Matt
pompous
Smith? Matt Smith?
Damon,
yeah. I think he's a promising character. He looks like an elf, which is kind of weird. But
he really does.
It's his nose, dude. It's his nose. It's ridiculous.
Looks like that.
But they bring up some conflicts that we're kind of familiar with. Like, okay, so the king. I liked it. It was a solid episode. It was really solid. I think they're already setting up the different power dynamics, which are cool with the different characters, and you already understand everyone's motivations and where they're coming from. And they had that big, the sacrifice of the queen, the mother. That was the big conflict opener. So I think it set up a lot of great things and a lot of great, so far solid characters. I'm curious to see if in this show, I wonder, because in Game of Thrones, the original series, you always had about 5 or 6 different storylines going on at once, right? You were cutting in between so many different people all over Westeros and all different storylines. Yes. I wonder if as this show goes on, if we're going to be seeing a smaller scale show where they don't have as many characters, where it's just these core people, or are we going to start introducing new characters, new aspects, new dynamics, or is this going to be a much more contained, smaller prequel in this one kingdom, between this one.
Well, I think
I have a question about that, actually. Well, sure. Well, I don't know.
Well, so my opinion on it is, so Game of Thrones was basically literally the game to get to the throne. So you have all these different houses going at it to make it on the throne, whereas this is House of the Dragon, focusing on the Targaryens. So it's like, I'm curious too, like, are they going to introduce the other houses? They already did in the first episode a little bit, but are they going to kind of flip between the stories? Or because this is a really big story, because if you remember in one of the last episodes, they talked about how all the houses work together against the Ice King, right? Was it the Ice King or what? The Death Walkers,
the Night King,
right?
The
Night King.
First
Sorry,
night,
the Night King. They showed like the cave drawings of it, basically. So are they gonna? It's more in unity, you would think? So there's not as much drama in the houses as Game of Thrones.
Yeah. So
I don't know.
Well, do any of y'all know what this show is based off of? Like the original material?
Oh, Fire and Ice, the book, Fire and Ice.
The book of Fire and Ice.
No, Fire and Blood, and a short story called
Fire and Blood. Sorry.
So the thing about Game of Thrones is like it didn't have an ending because George R. R. Martin hasn't.
We just lost you, Gene. You just cut out. You're gone.
We can hear you. Oh, we can't. What just happened? There's a glitch in the Matrix.
Nope. We'll let you know when you're back.
Okay. Let me chime in real quick. You got to point it towards me, babe. No. Okay. You're doing great. So
she's doing well.
No, one thing I wanted to ask you guys, if you noticed, one of the things that I was always like that I appreciated the most about Game of Thrones was the location and the different locations of Ireland and Westeros. Did you guys notice when when you would open up on a scene, right? And this is even in the first episode of Game of Thrones, there would be like a 3 or 4 second just shot of just whatever location they were in. You know, like think of when like we were first introduced to Winterfell, like you would just see the courtyard and you would just get to take in the location of wherever the scene was taking place for a few seconds before the scene actually started, because they were just bringing you into that location and bringing you into that world, you know, and because it was shot on site in Ireland and all these different places that were authentic, you would like see characters. I think of like seeing Arya and the Hound walking through fields. You would see like, an old stone house and a stone wall that looks like it was there for like thousands of years, because it probably was, because it was probably a real house in Ireland. And I noticed in this show, they did a lot more. The structure was kind of different, where they did a lot more quick cutty things. There definitely was some focus on the scene and the location, getting you a good sense of where you were. But some scenes would kind of like characters, it would do the transitions where characters would be talking and then it would cut to the next scene. A lot of like voiceover into the next scene. So that's one of my hopes. I hope that we do get a lot of more on-site scenery, and we really get a good look at that world of Westeros. So I don't know, Josh, what any other, I think we still lost Gene, but anything on that, Josh?
I mean, just as far as like the location and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I totally understand why that is like so enjoyable for some, and it's like that was great. That was never like a reason that I like loved the show. I don't know. I mean, maybe it is like if they took it away, I've never really thought about it as hard as you guys have until you brought it up. Now, to me, it's always been about the characters, which we just talked about.
But we're still on the first episode where we haven't left the first scene. So I think it's promising that we still will get those beautiful, they're almost panoramic.
Like if you go back and you watch if you watch any episode of Game of Thrones, even the first one now, and some other HBO shows have done this, where a scene would start and the scene wouldn't actually start. You would get like 10 seconds of just a shot of the location of again, one of the most notable ones I can think of. You would get the overhead shot of the courtyard in Winterfell, and you would just get a few seconds where you just get to take in the entire location of where they are, and then the scene would start. And you were cutting between so many storylines, the scene would just end. It would be like a very long scene following Jon Snow in the wildlings or something, and then the scene would end, hard cut, and then you would cut to another location. Sure. And you would get like 10 seconds of the same look. And I appreciated that, where you, again, like, I guess that's just the nerdy shit that I noticed. Like, oh, this really looks like a real, like, remember when they were, Jon Snow, the ginger girlfriend, they were, Bran and the kids were all hiding in that tower. And then, like, I don't know, like, when Jon Snow, like, she shot him with an arrow or something. I think of like just all those, like, those little villages and stuff were so cool, and they looked so real because they were. And I know that they are doing a little bit with this show, shooting in a studio, and I know they did, I'm sure, some parts in Game of Thrones, but I'm just hoping that we see a lot more of that same scenery. And like you said, Josh, like, same thing with the characters. They're promising so far, but I'm hoping they work their way up. And
I'm still not getting my hopes up too much. I mean, like Marissa said, it's the first episode, right? So I'm trying to think of the first episode of Game of Thrones, and it was like, okay, it took place pretty much just in Winterfell, and we just met the Stark family, and then King Baratheon, Cersei,
and like, they cut off Daddy's head. Yeah,
that does.
No, that's at the end of the first season. I'm just
kidding.
Okay,
no.
Got it.
But that felt like the first episode to me.
Sure,
as
you
like the first
so
episode to you guys, because I think I watched the first season all in one day. Like,
yeah, so it's also like
I did a week. You beat me.
All of the characters that we meet too, right? Like, we didn't appreciate Jaime Lannister and Tyrion Lannister in that first episode, right? Because that takes time for character development and for them to grow and enjoy you. So,
100%.
I mean, I guess I'm hoping for the same thing that you're hoping for too, Dan. I think a lot of what that, like, setting the scene does too is like, because there are so many different storylines happening, so it's like, okay, now we're going to show you the wall, so we're in the north and we're about to talk about Jon Snow. Now we're going back to King's Landing, here's the big castle, and we're talking about Cersei and whatever. So I think we're not going to get as much as that, because like Marissa said, this is about the Targaryens. And I think they're still gonna, bring in other families, but I think we're probably, now my guess, if I had to guess right now, I think obviously in the next couple episodes, some serious stuff's going to go down. I don't think the king is going to last very long.
I don't know. As soon as they showed that sore on his back and then he cut himself on literally the throne, I'm like,
yeah,
like,
he's got a wart on his back that's like growing, that's going to kill him or something too,
it's
right?
literally pussing
So
at the scene.
I don't think
God.
I don't think he's going to last very long. I think brother is going to take over. I think what's her face is probably going to run away, and we might like see her trying to get families or people with her to maybe overthrow Uncle. I don't know. That would just be my guess. So I'm hoping we get to explore more of the world again, but I don't think it's going to be nearly as much as it was in Game of Thrones.
So what I think, when I watched this first episode, I really appreciated, instead of thinking about this episode, I really appreciated what Game of Thrones did to line up a prequel. Like, they would talk about things and I would automatically go back and I'm like, holy shit, this was in Game of Thrones. Like, I remember so-and-so talking about this, but I don't think that people that watched it when it first came out, I don't think you guys would have recognized that. Whereas I just watched this a year ago and I am automatically thinking back. I'm like, I remember these names. I remember this scenario. Like, that's so cool that it was tied into that, you know? I appreciated that. I think that it is going to be a phenomenal show. I think, in Game of Thrones, they talked about how the Targaryens were ruthless. So
how about
me,
now?
The first episode, when they talked about the cesarean, it literally wasn't performed back then. I was like, yeah, this is the Targaryens. They were ruthless. That's what all the houses talked about. Like, this is normal. Like, this is just what that house was all about, was they were after each other. You know, that's just what my opinion was, which I think is always going to differ from someone that watched it when it first came out.
Yeah, I mean, I think the first episode, I think it checked all the boxes. It needed to give you everything that you know from Game of Thrones. It had the political drama, the dynamics that set all that up. And the characters were interesting enough to bring you along. Of course, they have like the cool, wise old black guy that's just sitting there, just going like this, like, yeah, like, you know, he's gonna be cool, you know, like, okay, you're Mace Windu, like, you're the badass. And then, you know, you get tons of gore. You see a guy's dick get chopped off. The jousts was shot really cool. That was awesome. Tons of gore, like the really brutal. They had to open with a really brutal thing. So it was like the mother giving birth, getting a sacrifice to quote unquote save the child. That was a great like opening. Just they had to give you that Game of Thrones gore. And of course, there was a little bit of sex. You know, wasn't as egregious as the first episode of Game of Thrones with Tyrion in the brothel and so it wasn't as much with the sex. But yeah, no. One little fear though, I'm a little worried that the new princess girl, the new Targaryen, what is her name? Rhaenyra.
She looks like Emilia Clarke.
She does. Yeah. I just hope she doesn't become like Daenerys Part 2.
She is, and that's, I think she's gonna be. I think she is, but she's not gonna be as successful because she wasn't talked about in Game of Thrones.
Right. I just hope they make her different enough. But
what
were you gonna say, Gene?
Well, before I was cut off, I was saying the thing about Game of Thrones was there was like, we don't know how the books end, so they had to create their own ending. George R.R. Martin wasn't just gonna go and tell them how the book ends. I think he just gave them like little like story beats or whatever, and then they kind of just made their own ending. This has an ending. You can look up how this story ends. I know, lady, I know. You can look up how the story ends. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys, and they can just go read it online. But she doesn't become the queen because at the moment she's not the queen. All he said was like, he just made her
my heir.
Yeah. So something's gonna happen.
Oh, clearly.
Don't tell us.
No. I'm not gonna tell you. Something's gonna happen that's gonna challenge that.
Of course.
Mhm.
And then
Which we're expecting.
we're gonna get like a civil war. That's like part of like the history of like Westeros that you're gonna see.
So that's what I'm excited about is to see
Yeah.
the fight within the house
Yeah.
versus the houses going at it.
Yes.
Like I'm very
Yes.
excited about that. Like I
Yeah.
think it's going to be a whole new dynamic. Whereas like
Yes.
you're a little nervous about that, just the show being about the house.
Yes.
I'm excited about it being a house because I feel like there is so much that goes on within one house. Like I feel like when we were kids and we learned about the medieval times and whatnot,
Ooh, yeah.
you learned about brothers killing brothers and
Yes.
all these things. Whereas like Game of Thrones, that kind of like happened with I can't remember what his name was with the skin flayer kid.
Oh, the Boltons in Game of Thrones?
The Boltons, yes.
Yeah.
How he killed his father. That was
Yeah.
really the only house conflict that we really saw. Other than that, it was just like house versus house. I want to see what goes
like
on.
internal house issues.
Yes, because
And
that
that's-
has to happen.
Yeah. No, that's kind of what this is gonna be. This show is like, because remember, if you guys notice, the beginning it shows like the first, like the king they showed in the beginning. It says that his 2 sons died, so he doesn't have a traditional successor. And normally, what you would do is then his brother, like the next brother in line, would be the successor. But they even say they didn't choose the older brother; they chose the younger brother. And that's who became king. And that's how Dan was like the one black guy's just kind of like scheming. That's because he's married to like the daughter of the brother that wasn't chosen. The daughter of the brother that wasn't chosen to be king. So the whole time they're kind of just sitting there like biding their time, like we're gonna get that throne one way or the other. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so it's like you were saying, this show is gonna be like, even in the name, House of Dragon. Like it's setting up like this is the beginning of the decline of the Targaryens, because like they reference how the first ever Targaryen king, he came over from Essos with fucking dragons and was like, hey, I got a shit ton of dragons. Y'all don't. This is mine now. Which is like the history of Westeros. Like the first ever king was like, I got dragons. What do you guys have?
Because they got nothing to fend off dragons.
Forest elves? That's cute. And then that's how the Targaryens were like established. So this is like
I want to hear what Jason. I haven't heard from Jason. I want to hear what
Jason.
I'm sorry.
Are you excited? What are your hopes for the show?
Well, first, let me just put out there right now. I did not watch on Sunday, but after hearing everything now, I may have to push it.
Right. He hasn't even seen it.
Just go watch it. Jesus Christ!
I'm going to now because of what you guys have been saying. I was watching the Giants game. Okay, football.
Watch a good team.
Lions?
It was preseason, and don't you do this to me, Gene? Don't you do?
Y'all were celebrating a preseason win. I was like, oh my god, the embarrassment.
It's gonna be the only high moment of the season. I'm here for
Could
it.
it be me?
But yeah, no, I'll have to squeeze it in. Definitely, I'll look to watch the second one too, and then
You can come over on Sunday and watch it with us if you would like.
Wait,
get
Jason,
out
are
at
you
6.
excited? Like, were you looking forward to the show?
So I was like what you were saying most. Like I was like one of those guys that was like, I'll see how it goes. I'll have a couple come out, see how it goes. But I feel like what you guys have been saying, I'm like, I should probably get on this right here, right now. Okay. And like Josh, and I can be like what Josh said. It's something I can look forward to each and every week. That looks to come out for.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
That being said, some of those I've seen like some clips here and there. I didn't watch all the trailers that came out, but I saw clips that people put on Twitter, obviously. So I've seen some stuff, and it looks pretty amazing, pretty good.
Does anyone think Matt Smith looks really fucking weird in the wig? Like, I think his weird just looks weird. His wig just looks like bad on him. Does anyone else think that?
Just looks like an elf.
I don't know. Yeah.
He reminds me of Lord of the Rings.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
Legolas?
Speaking of,
one of my minor complaints was that I feel like Game of Thrones never really just made people like, for the most part, like blatantly bad. And as soon as I saw his character, I was just like, that's a bad guy.
Wasn't Bradley
Like,
Bolton like the shittiest person ever?
His nose and his hair, like everything about him, like that guy.
No, except for Joffrey. Joffrey was bad for me.
Yeah, so I said for the most part.
Oh,
I hated
sorry.
Joffrey from the
missed
get-go. Joffrey from the
disclaimer.
get-go.
I'm sorry. So this is the grown-up Joffrey.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. Like Joffrey, you see him right away. And I started reading the first book for the first time. And Joffrey is supposed to look like really attractive. I did not think Joffrey was attractive at all in Game of Thrones.
Well, he was
the
like
show.
12.
Well, he was like
But
12.
he
What
also
is he
just
supposed to
looked
do?
Yeah,
like
but the
it's
kid, no, I
like
get,
he's supposed to have like long, like
Yeah.
handsome hair. Like he's supposed to be young, but he's supposed to be
he's
like
supposed to be like
attractive.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
he's supposed to be looking like the elf dude.
yeah,
Is it-
kind
is
of.
it-
I don't know. And he looks
Yeah.
like a dummy in Game of Thrones.
Is it?
So
Yeah. Is
No,
it
he looked
something
like
where
a-
You
like?
can
12-year-old
clearly
kid
like,
you
and
wanted
it
to beat the
sucks.
crap out
It
of.
sucks for the actor, but he clearly looks like he's incestual. Like his eyes are very close together, and
that's a really good way to put it. I've never put it like that, but you're right. He does. Like he looks
yeah,
like
like his eyes. You
a
could
brother
tell.
and
I'm
his-
like,
yeah,
oh.
he looks
Like
a
I
little
don't know if
messed
I've ever looked up the actor in real life. I don't know if there was any way for them to edit his eyes close together. Like I don't know if AI is like that. You guys know way more than
I
do.
think that's just how
but-
he looks. Quite honestly,
Yeah.
I don't think they
Yeah,
did
that's how he
anything
looks.
to make him
and
look.
it sucks. Like I don't want to put the guy down, but in a show, I was like, holy shit, he literally looks incest, and in the
Yeah.
story, it's incest. I mean, Marsalis, I think that's what her name, the sister that died, you know, with
Yeah.
the poison on the lips.
Oh,
She
yeah.
was really pretty. You couldn't tell
Yeah.
with that, but
I got a question for
yeah,
Dan.
I don't
Actually,
know. I just, huh?
I have a question for Dan. Actually, speaking.
Sure.
Of. How do you pronounce them? Rhys Ifans character. Which nigga him?
Which one's that? Sorry,
He's
I
the
don't
one
even
who
know.
like once the queen dies, he like sent his daughter to like seduce the king because he's like,
Dude,
I think he
that
needs like
was
attention.
I said that same thing. I was like,
The-
oh my
so
god,
the
he's
hand-
sending his daughter to fuck
Yes.
the king.
Dude,
So-
that, I was
King
so
goes,
uncomfortable.
So if you
So
think
That the
about
elf
it,
looking dude.
Dan, remember how Littlefinger was the hand of the king, but the whole time he's like scheming to like get the throne? It's the same
Yeah,
thing.
I
yeah.
thought the same thing.
It's the
That's
same
gonna
thing.
be Littlefinger.
So wait,
That is.
that's isn't that the hand of the king, right?
Yes.
Like that is
Yeah.
the hand of the king, and he
Yeah.
sent his daughter. Oh my god,
Because he's
dude.
trying to get into the throne.
I mean, I actually like weirdly because that scene felt so Game of Thrones, right? Like this
Yeah.
guy
Right.
is literally using his daughter and
Yeah.
saying like,
oh,
but I was like, I cannot watch this.
and
like,
they actually they say the whole theme of the show when they're saying like, oh, it was kind of a mistake to give Damon like a bunch of loyal fucking drunk men, and then the king's like, he doesn't want the throne, and they're like, there's never been a man on the planet who doesn't want power. Like they acknowledge like, no, like
Except
you're a
for
man, like-
Littlefinger, he just
like-
played with the king. Like
but that's the theme of the show.
Because
Like, already,
Littlefinger was
already they're like,
very good.
everyone's already like scheming, like how am I gonna get the throne? Like there's no true heir because a
But you
woman.
really-
let's be,
But if
like,
you think about
everyone's
it,
just
like if you
scheming
think about
already.
it with Littlefinger, you truly don't have to be on the throne. You just have to control
Yeah.
who is on the throne to really get what
Yes.
you want. And that
yes.
I'm so glad you said that because I was thinking the same exact thing. I was
Yeah.
like, this dude reminds me because at first I was like, I love how he doesn't want to get Damon, whatever his name is, on the throne.
Yeah.
Like I truly appreciate that, but everyone was kind of against him, but not against him, but didn't really want to say it.
Yeah.
And then he was just like, "Here's
Hey
my
daughter, go fuck the king.
go
Well,
suck
Dan,
his
did you notice?
dick. Like here you
Like,
go."
Did you notice who the actor is, Dan?
No, who's that?
It's the guy who played Lizard in The Amazing Spider-Man and No Way Home, and he also played Xenophilius Lovegood in Harry Potter.
He looks so familiar.
don't know
No,
if you
I
noticed-
didn't notice that.
I didn't place him. I'm so upset about that.
I was looking at him. I'm like, why the fuck do I recognize this guy? So I just like looked it up, and I was like, oh shit, it's Rhys Ifans, whatever his name is. He's actually really good. Like, I'm really enjoying his performance. He's really fucking good.
Yeah.
Like,
no, it's
Performance wise, he's my favorite. I don't know if you have like a favorite already, but like performance wise, honestly, he is solid.
no. I hope it's able to define itself as its own show because all of the dynamics, all of the power dynamics that we all know and love as Game of Thrones, you know, it's all things that we have seen before in the previous show
Yeah.
that have, you know, so I just hope this show finds its own identity, you know.
you
I- it
don't
had
want
a
the show to
very-
repeat from the last, pretty much is what you're saying.
So,
Yeah.
It had a very solid first episode with all the table setting. I thought it did everything it had to do. I hope this show defines itself as something different than just here's all the things that you love, the dynamics, the the gore.
I
I
mean-
just hope it, or it's not just here's what you want. It's the same dynamics, everything. You know, not that won't be
I mean,
enjoyable.
It's gonna happen though, because like, I mean, the whole reason George R.R. Martin created Game of Thrones or A Song of Ice and Fire is because he saw how popular Lord of the Ring was, but Lord of the Rings, like, they're based on like medieval people, but they're like clearly good and bad. Like, it's very black and white. You know, like all the heroes are true, like textbook heroes, and the villains are villains. Mm-hmm. Martin saw that. He's like, nah, man, people fucking suck. Like, his whole thing was I'm gonna write something that's like fantasy, but like it's gonna be the way people really fucking were. Like, hey, people fucking suck, and
people
like that's
can
kind
be
of the
good, people can be bad, vice versa.
Well, his whole thing was like kind of being like, no, people are gray. Yeah,
I like the gray area in Game of Thrones. Like, honestly, Jaime Lannister, I went in waves with how I felt about him, and I don't know how you guys felt like week to week.
He was a dick.
I know my emotions
I liked him as a character.
in like a couple months. I was just like, I love him, I hate him, I love him. It's just, I don't know. It's, I like this author. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, you heard it here first, folks.
Wait, is there anything else? What else are we talking about?
Well, we covered quite a bit in the past.
I'm probably gonna have to leave here.
Yeah. Well, no, it's almost 9:00, so I probably should wrap it up soon.
Yeah.
I wanted to bring up Lord of the Rings, though, since we mentioned it. That's also coming out. I'm
looking forward to Lord of the Rings.
Is anyone excited about that?
I love Lord of the Rings.
Okay.
I remember playing the video games.
Are you gonna watch it, Gene?
I mean, I am, because I'm curious, and also because like Amazon is literally doing this like in direct competition to HBO, because Game of Thrones was like the biggest fucking show of the time. Like it did redefine television. Like no one else was spending that kind of money on a TV show until HBO was like, well, here we are. It won a ton of Emmys, made a ton of money, so everyone's like, shit, we need that. Without Game of Thrones, we don't have Stranger Things, you know, like it's just a fact. So it like created the modern landscape of like big budget. So my point is like I'm interested to see like, because like I mean we know Amazon can do well. The Boys is excellent. So like I'm really curious to be like, let's see how they do with Lord of the Rings, this incredibly beloved franchise, you know? And also like we've all seen the Peter Jackson movies, I think, right? And those are beloved movies. I don't know, Josh, I want to hear from you. Are you excited for that? Are you gonna watch it?
Yes, I unfortunately have been soured to Lord of the Rings.
Wait, do you like Lord of the Rings? I don't know. Like
you said, sour.
I used to.
Okay.
I have one of my best friends loves Lord of the Rings, and I'm the type of person where when you like just like shove something at me all the time, I start to resent it. And so he just likes Lord of the Rings everything, and he's like, Lord of the Rings is the GOAT, it's the best everything, blah 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 blah. And so it makes me not enjoy it as much, but I'll probably still watch it. So
that's the spirit I like to hear. He's gonna give it a try.
Give it a go.
Cool. So, well, Jason, thank you so much for joining. Any last words? Anything you would like to tell the people?
Yes, I like to say I'm very happy that Kevin Durant did not sign with my Knicks way back a couple years ago. Look at that dumpster fire. I hope every Nets fan suffers. I hope they all suck. Get out of my face.
Jason, we signed Patrick Beverley.
Good send off, Jason. Good send off.
Listen, your Lakers are in better shape than the Nets are.
Jason, we signed the fucking man who celebrated winning the play-in tournament.
I like how that comes up on my phone late last night.
Get Russell Westbrook the fuck off my team, please.
I think they're gonna pull the John Wall. They're gonna pay him, but like, hey, you stay home.
Hey, did you see what Lakers fans are deluding themselves into? They're like, we're gonna get Cam Reddish and fucking Miles and Buddy Hield, and I'm like, in what universe do we get all three of them?
Good luck getting Cam Reddish. There is one smart thing the Lakers are not going to do.
We almost had Kyle Lowry, but they didn't want to give him THT. All of a sudden, we're like, actually, we'll give him for Patrick fucking Beverley.
2 years ago, THT was untouchable. Now he got thrown in for Patrick Beverley.
Sorry, Dan, I had to get off my chest.
That's on Rob Pelinka.
No, it's okay. No,
it's what we're
it's
here
just
for.
so. I just my mind just kind of wandered a little bit, and I always think like, the audio in this episode isn't going to be as good. The episode just got completely derailed by a threesome conversation. No one makes it this far into the episode, so I'm always like, we could just pretty much say whatever towards the end of the episode. I'm like,
Absolutely.
Should I just shout the N-word at the end of the episode?
No, Dad, please no.
The episode is gonna be.
Like, I'm like, no one's making it to the end of this. I'll just put in a time code. Dan says the N-word.
I will say. No.
Josh has a hard out. All right, we have to respect that.
All right.
I don't know.
All right, boys.
All
and
right,
Marissa,
guys.
we are signing off.
Marissa, it was good to see you, Marissa.
It It was good to see you, boys. Thank you for letting me join.
Yeah.
I
Are
was
we-
kind of
are we-
bombarded,
Are
so
we all watching Game of Thrones at Dan's house on Sunday? Is that what I heard?
you guys can come over. I'll make snacks.
Ooh,
I want that because last time I was there, it was
I'll be
fucking
over.
all you have to
I'll be
say
over.
is snacks.
I would love that.
I'm out at 6.
Wait, can I say
I'll
something?
send it
I was gonna update you guys on my life real quick.
Sure, go for it.
We're here for it.
We're buying a house. Like
Whoa.
we're doing the process.
Congratulations!
It's very
nice.
Where?
Don't nope, not where.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
I'll
No,
text- You guys can. We're not going anywhere as long as that's all. If you guys know what that means.
That's
It's
so exciting.
it's very stressful.
Congratulations.
I'm
So we
sure.
found
course,
one-
it's the
we
house,
found one
buying
we
the
really
comedy.
and if all goes well, we'll see how it goes. So in like a few months, we'll see how it goes. It's very stressful. It's very stressful.
It is.
But
I
yeah,
can imagine.
Well,
No, but I can't-
congratulations.
yeah, dude, I can't wait. I mean, I can't wait to have everyone over. Like, I'll have so much more space, so it'll be fun.
Yeah,
Awesome.
Gene.
Cool, dude. Yeah, congrats. Good luck with everything.
I'm
Yeah.
adulting hard, y'all.
Yeah.
Josh didn't sell his kidney at Atlantic City, and Gene bought a house. Let's go. Big win in this.
No, not yet.
I'll
I'm
sell my
buying.
kidney.
Oh, Jason, it's
you're buying.
Jason.
Oh,
Jason,
fine.
it takes a long time. It's
Okay,
a lot
never
of money.
mind. Okay. Gene found a house.
Well-
it's the whole thing.
Here, folks. Jason, thank you everyone for listening. We're gonna end here. Jason, sign us off with some whatever you want to say.
This episode was the greatest episode ever. Don't let anyone fool you. This was the greatest hour and a half of my life right now. I'm not gonna lie, big champs. Josh, one of these days, and Gene, I want to tell Gene one thing I want to thank you for. Talking about how Battlefront 2 is not bad. It's an enjoyable
good
game
game.
right now.
Yeah.
Yes, Gene, I want to give you major props for that. And one day, Josh will come around to wanting to play it, and I'm waiting for that.
Too
I'm
late.
waiting for that text message from Josh
Too
going,
late.
we need to have a talk about this. Like when I first started
late.
watching Game of Thrones a couple years ago, and I texted Josh at 3:53 in the morning going, Josh, what is this blonde naked girl doing on my TV right now? And am I supposed to be enjoying this right now? Because she looks kind of neat on the side.
He actually texted that exact message. That was his message. What is this naked blonde girl doing on my TV screen? I said,
Is this the blonde
Enjoy,
girl everyone
Jason.
always talks about? And
Enjoy.
Josh goes, Jason?
And then
Go to
Josh responds, Jason, you haven't even turned on Game of Thrones yet. That's your porn.
bed. I don't know any blonde Asian
And
girls.
then he goes, and then he responds, oh.
Oh.
All right.
Again, lots
Good
of
night,
stuff out there.
everyone. We will see
Have
you
a
next
good night,
week.
guys.
Bye, boys.
take care.
Bye.
Wait, are we all leaving the chat now? Or
No,
we
I'm just
stopping
clicking
here?
end stream and
Oh.
stop recording. Okay, we're
All
good.
right.
All right.
So